Hello and happy Monday. Also, happy Memorial Day. I don't know if there's anybody out there that watches on a regular basis that has served our country. But yeah, if you have, please give me a shout out because I would love to recognize you. It's so important to recognize those that have done so much for the freedoms that we have. And I truly appreciate living in the country that we do. Even though sometimes it gets crazy and hectic, I'm still glad that I live in the USA. So happy Monday. And I'm going to kick off my Mystery Hostess series of cards for my Mystery Hostess with card number 1 today. Even though it's a holiday, I had time today. It's kind of quiet around here, and that kind of will help me to stay on schedule too, because I did get really behind, and I appreciate everybody that's been so patient. I got a good chunk of card sets out end of last week, and I will get some more out tomorrow again, and in the next couple days I really hope that I will be caught up, which is a great feeling. I just needed to be home to catch up, and I just haven't been this month. Hey there, Lisa and Carmen. And so it's good to have some of you joining in. I know a lot of you will probably rather watch the replay because of the holiday and such too. So just trying to see if, yeah, there I am on my video, so I can set my camera down. Or my iPad, excuse me. But before I show you today's card, I just want to show you this. It says last chance, and it's going to be backwards for you guys, but if I don't talk about it now, I know I'll forget. So if you have liked my page or know about this page, earlier today I posted 2 pages, last chance, of things that will be retiring in, let's see, this catalog. I can't believe, in some ways it seems like this catalog has been around forever, and in other ways it's like I'm so sad that things are retiring already from it, because it was such a great mini catalog. It has been so wonderful that I feel like there's just as many things in there that I've been using as a whole annual catalog, and I wish it could have been around for a year. So things are retiring. So go back and look at these look on these 2 sheets, and some of them are like savings galore. Like, one thing that I want to point out, because there are some things that are on sale, is, and I'll just make this brief, but like on page 7, the You Are Amazing kit. I was so excited about the stamp set and how it goes with the kit and stuff. The kit part of it will be 50% off starting tomorrow. So the last chance products, it's kind of a twofold. Some of it's a sale, and some of it's just a notification saying, hey, this is what's retiring. So you'll see on the columns the things that are on sale, but then you'll also see everything that is retiring. So as a heads up, and like always, I can't say enough how fast things sell out. So with that, I have Brenda Stuckey's party that will be closing. So if you are wanting to place an order, I would say do it in the first half of the day. I have Julie Hendrickson's party that's closing. And so if you want to order from hers, I would say do that before the first half of the day. And then also my Mystery Hostess, she would like to close up possibly tomorrow would be the last day to order, even though I'm just starting her cards today. But her party's been open quite a while. And so with that, if you are thinking of ordering, try and order within the first half of the day. That will help all 3 of those to know what they have to work with for rewards to get their parties closed up. So we would all appreciate that. And that will also ensure that you get what you want for things that will be retiring and going really fast. As we all know, that first day things just fly. So oh, Marie, that's so fun that you're working on things. It's not 102 here in Minnesota, but we're happy to see 75 finally. So okay, so now back to Julie's, or not Julie's card. Julie's are done. It's my Mystery Hostess. I just saw Julie's tag there that I took off to put my new Mystery Host code up. So it's the new Mystery Host, and this is her card number 1 today. I am so excited to work with the Hats Off bundle, because the Hats Off bundle, when I saw it in the catalog, was one of the bundles that I went, oh my goodness, I totally love this. It's so different than anything that's ever been in the catalog before. And in my life, I can see the farmers in my life enjoying enjoying the stamp set, the sportsy people in my life enjoying the stamp set, the adventurous people in my life enjoying the stamp set, and even my sister, her husband calls her Tiger, and there's a tiger on there, and her birthday's coming up. I'm like, this would be so fun to surprise her and make her, and she loves to wear hats, and so it'd be fun to make a hat and put the tiger on there for her. So let me get the camera moved around for you guys here, and because that's the best part of the video is me doing the cards, so you guys have some inspiration and an idea to go with it. So so I'm choosing to go with kind of the more adventurous look of the possibilities using this bundle. And so hats off, here it is, nice big cap here, and then there's all these different badges that can be used for that. And yeah, and so there's a lot of them. And so even the you're the best, here's the next adventure, the guy that wears many hats. So for Father's Day, this will be my first Father's Day without a dad, and so I'm used to like picking out of all the ideas that I create for you guys, picking out my favorite to give to him. And if I were to make him a Father's Day hat, I would have went with the farmer's cap because he was a farmer for his entire life until he retired. So that would have been perfect for him. And so that would have been fun. But yeah, you can see that there's so many different things to use here. So with that, I was like, oh, I could use that because that kind of goes with the paper I'm using. But I thought the mountains and the trees were better. And it's photopolymer, so you can see lots of choices there. I have to show you the dies because the dies are super fun too. So I'm going to be using, oh, that reminds me, got to get those off of my other table because I'll probably get to that part of the card and panic like, where'd my dies go? So there's this big cap and then the badge and the little tree that I'm using today. So I'm going to set that aside there. But then there's a small little cap here. So if you were needing a small cap for a different thing, or fish, how fun to make a cap with a little fish for the fisherman in your life, and the little buffalo star and that, and little pockets and badges and all sorts of stuff. And these also obviously coordinate with all of the things on here too. Like I called this one a pocket, but it really goes to put that tiger on there for my sister. So hopefully she's not going to watch this video. Sometimes she pops in. Okay, so those are the hat builder dies. The bundle, this is something I just normally don't say much about for prices, but it's in the annual catalog, and I was shocked at the price. So the price for all the dies, which I think there's a lot, and the photopolymer stamp set is just $35. And so when I saw it was one of my #1 choices that I wanted to add right away to my order, I went, oh, it's just $35? That's great. So that even made me more excited about it. Hi there, Mary. Hi, Pam. Thanks for joining in. And then the paper, if you're wondering like, hey, where's this amazing paper? That is also in the annual catalog on page 11. So it's that Beauty of the Earth paper. And oops, so I'm using just a couple pieces, so that's where it's coming from, and I just kind of cut a 4-inch strip for the hat. But you might recognize this from the amazing card that I did. I say it's amazing because I kind of cased it from a friend, and I loved her card and I thought it was amazing. And so if you remember some of these, and then I'm just using from this strip today, all these kind of blurry background tree images. I'm just using a little tiny strip of that too on today's card. So that is Beauty of the Earth, which I have been showing a lot of these dies and stamps alone and the paper alone. So it's been great for me to go, hey, here is another idea using that. So let me get that put aside and start assembling my card here. So lots of greens today because it is a very outdoorsy card theme. There we go. So we got lots of greens, mostly Old Olive and Mossy Meadow. And let me start today by using my cut and emboss machine. And this is a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 Old Olive, and I'm going to use the Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder. This debuted last year in the holiday catalog. Thrilled that they are bringing this back into the annual catalog, so we have a lot of time left to use that. And just coordinates with so many things. So because it's my 3D folder, I'm just putting it on my base with this specialty plate here, and those are the only two things I'm running through with the embossing folder to give it a nice, good sandwich. Hey there, Barb. Hi, Jane. So some of you must be in from outside. I know some of you had things to do today for services for Memorial Day, and I wasn't sure if everybody would just be, taking it easy and maybe not even on Facebook. So here is the 3D tree images. So lots of nice depth in that 3D folder. Hey there, Cheryl and K2 and Mary. Yay. And you can see like there is a right and a wrong for this embossing folder. So kind of looks a little odd on the back side if you get the wrong side. So that's important to keep in mind. I'm just going to set that aside. And in a little bit, I'm going to need that machine again for the die cutting. So let me get out my Stampin' Pierce mat so I can do some stamping here. So yeah, here's that nice big cap, photopolymer, nice and big. And then I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow to stamp that out. So yeah, that almost takes up the whole ink pad. So if you're kind of, I always tell people in the catalog, they're really good at showing images as like the right size, but this will also give you an image how big that cap is. It kind of covers that entire ink pad. So I'm just going to put that Mossy Meadow ink right on the pretty paper there. So you'll kind of see the outline, but it's not really bold, and that's okay because it'll kind of show up more, but as I cut it out, there'll be more details with that too. And let's see, I'm just going to stamp out our little kind of patch or badge there, and maybe this one's not so easy to see, so I should just stamp it out so you guys can see it better. Just stamping it on a little scrap piece here of my basic white. So now you can see the mountains and those trees. So that really goes together well with the whole theme of the card. And I think now I can pull this over. All my stamping for now is done. And so I'm going to be cutting. I need to get this added and a cutting plate. And now I can run this cap through. So the cap has some stitching to it in various places, which I think is great because then it makes it look like a real authentic cap. And I know I took a little bit more time the first time running this through to get everything lined up. And there are some like focal points that you can go, yep, that has to be seen there, that has to be seen there. And so after that, I think it'll be easier for me to run through, but I kind of had to go, where does everything line up with this die? And maybe it's because my paper is so busy too that it didn't show up quite, you know, as easy that way. But how fun. So now you can see all those fun stitching marks in there to make it look like a real hat, which I think is great. So I love that. Hey there, Carol. And then I'm just going to set aside that die and that pretty paper. And then I'm going to scoot this back here. And then next I'm going to run through the die to cut out that little patch or badge there for the hat front. And I want this tiny little pine tree that's in with that same set of dies. I have a little scrap of Mossy Meadow, and I'm just gonna run that through at the same time. So I'm gonna get a good press on my sandwich. Hope that nothing moves there. Looks good. All right. So I've got this cute, little tree. It's still stuck to my cutting plate. And there's my badge. Okay, I'll set that aside. And now we can start assembly. Yay! So now you can see how it kind of comes together. So we have, yeah, Mary, I forget often to stamp on pretty paper. Every once in a while I do it, and sometimes like this would be paper that you wouldn't think that you'd want to stamp on because it's so busy, but this is perfect. And there's other times where it's just soft and subtle that I have stamped, but I don't do it very often, and I too forget to do that. So now here's that other little like 1 inch by 5¼ inch piece of the Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper. And so I'm just using that little strip from that that selection of Designer Series paper. So this is 1 inch, and I'm putting it on Mossy Meadow, which is 1¼ inch by 5¼ inch. So I'm just going to center that on there, and then just take another strip of my seal here to put that onto my embossed trees like so. So it just kind of adds a nice little layer there to give it some character and kind of go with that theme of the trees and adventure and wildlife. So now I can, with my seal, put that down. My base today is Folding the Long Way. It's the thick white base, and so that's 5½ by 4¼ inch. Just gonna center that right on there like so. So this comes together pretty easy, and actually I should have stamped here first, because if I always get nervous, like if I put my card together and then stamp last. Like I've taught you guys, always stamp first. So if it doesn't work out, you can flip it over or do something with it. So I'm going to put this on here and hope it comes out great. And it says, here's to the next adventure. There. So I think this is a great saying. It doesn't show up super well, but I think good enough. And I love that that color. I didn't want to do any other different color with it because I loved how it looked with it. So the next adventure, this would be a great retirement card, or even like if your dad is adventurous and you want to make a dad cap. Like a lot of kids and their dads do adventures together, so that's good. So anything like that for adventure, I think is good that way. And then let me just take a little bit of the seal here and put this on the hat. I like it flat because I think that makes it look more natural than if it's popped up. But then I do want to pop my hat up. So I'm just going to add some of these dimensionals here to my cap here, there, and everywhere. And then just to make sure that the bill gets equal pop-up opportunities here, I'm going to just take a mini dimensional and put that at the very end of the bill there for that. Okay, and now all the papers are off on there, and this is just going to kind of sit at an angle, popped up like so, and that kind of just really sets the card up to be complete, but almost. Okay, so now what I'm adding today for an embellishment, I wanted this to be a girl card or a gal card, very versatile for anybody. So I didn't want to go too many like embellishments like rhinestones or anything that's gonna kind of skew that. So with a glue dot, just gonna find that, and remember I cut out that tiny little tree here with the die set that comes with the hat. So I'm just going to press that on and then set that down here, and then that's going to be kind of our little embellishment. And I think that does add a lot there to have the tree next to the here's to the next adventure. And then on the inside, I'm just going to leave that blank because that way it can be very versatile for whatever you need. But just to follow through with a theme, I'm going to ink up that again from the front side of the cap and just add that to the inside of the card like so. So that way it leaves a lot of space there, but still kind of follows through with the theme. So that is today's card number 1 for my, oops, I kind of didn't have that in the camera very well, Mystery Hostess. But you guys, if you've watched before, you know I will post a still shot of today's card and then the code for the Mystery Hostess. And like I said, she'll probably want to close up maybe tomorrow afternoon. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, so She's kind of shy, and but she wanted to do this, and so her group of friends know her host code, and they've been ordering and such. But she also loves watching videos when she can, and so it was important to her to open it up to everybody to see her cards, so that way people could still get inspiration by her having a party versus keeping it totally secluded. So keep that in mind too, if some of you are thinking, oh, I don't want everybody to know I'm having this party, but or just incredibly shy, I'll do that for you too. So this right now is, hey there, Brenda. This is the only open, like, I should say virtual event that I have that will be today, tomorrow, and the next day. And then we still have the $25 extra hostess promotion going until June 14th. So if you're interested in hosting, I can definitely open up a host code for you. Tomorrow is the day that I send out my monthly email, and then I can get that information for people to know about your host code and that you're having a party if you want me to advertise it that way and such. So just contact me if you are interested in having me do a virtual party for you. So to get the extra $25 in host rewards, you just have to have a party get to 250, which with the new catalog now, that's pretty easy to do. And also keep in mind with the last chance products coming out, sometimes that can add up fast even when things are on sale, because if you're like me, then you just order more. So yeah, let me know if you're interested. Otherwise, I'm going to go upload my card for today with the mystery host code. You can get all 3 of our cards if you place a minimum $25 order using her host code. So thanks so much, and hope to see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Take care. Bye-bye.